Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Over the next 10 days, we're going to watch a bitterly cold Arctic air mass that's now centered over central Canada begin to sink off to the south and east, overspreading portions of the central and eastern United States. That's going to deliver a much colder air mass here to the northeast region, including regions all the way back as far west as the northern plains. Now, this same jet stream alignment that's going to have a big trough over the central U.S. is going to set the stage for an active east coast storm track. We have one disturbance making its way out of the area right now. We'll see quiet weather for the most part over the weekend, but then watch another storm system swing through the area on Monday, that perhaps being the first in a series that potentially has another larger storm system looming about 7 to 8 days out into the future. And we're watching one subtle little storm system track through the central plains into the mid-Mississippi Valley right now. Warm air advection in advance of that, bringing some warmer temperatures into the eastern Corn Belt this morning with cooler air coming in on the backside. So you look at the satellite picture here early this morning, here is that disturbance just kind of sneaking through along and south of the Ohio River Valley, bringing some rain showers to that region. Again, this is going to quietly make its way off to the east over the next 24 hours. Now, as we just kind of time things out all the way through Tuesday, or Monday of next week, I should say, starting with the situation here today, watching this first disturbance bring some snow to portions of New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, perhaps portions of Massachusetts down into Connecticut, with some rain showers possible off to the south of that. This gets out of here by the time we get to Saturday, but high pressure, clockwise flow around that, going to be bringing some cooler temperatures, cooler air mass over the top of the lakes here, so some lake effect snow possible off to the west. As we get to Sunday, that area of high pressure moves off to the east, so now we've got southerly flow. We're not dealing with the lake effect snow anymore. We begin watching off to the east to the west for the next front making its way through. This area of high pressure across the Canadian Prairie, that's the one that's bringing the cooler air mass that will begin overspreading the eastern plains, or the northeast region down into the Corn Belt as we get into Sunday and Monday. So just jumping ahead to Monday, here is that front making its way through. Moisture advecting northward in advance of that. That's going to bring rain to the northeast region as we get into the day on Monday. On the backside of this storm system, maybe some snow. We'll talk about that here in just a moment, but not talking about any significant snow accumulations from this storm system. It just does not have that favorable track. We are seeing some snow accumulate across portions of New York today, eastward, downstream across portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, and Connecticut, portions of the East Coast here, northern portions, I should say. As we get through Saturday, likely going to be quiet. A little disturbance moves off to the north on Sunday. That could bring some light precipitation to northern areas here, predominantly going to be the northern half of Maine here, most of that avoiding the northeast region. As we talk about total snow accumulations from this system here Friday, most of that, again, are going to be concentrated in a narrow band here through parts of central New York into New Hampshire, Vermont, southern Maine, and parts of Massachusetts, talking about anywhere from maybe an inch or two on the low end to maybe about 5 or 6 inches in the heaviest corridor here through portions of central New York. As we talk about the total liquid precipitation over the next 2.5 days, just taking it through Sunday, again, the corridor of that going to be found where we have this snow accumulating across northern, north-central portions of the northeast region. Now, taking a little bit wider look and a longer range look, starting with the 500 millibar jet stream, 500 millibar height and vorticity plot. Again, here is the trough that's making its way through. Right now, this little disturbance as we get to Friday at 7 a.m., we see the disturbance off to the south. We see the little ripples in the flow across the northeast. These are our two active areas. We see that trough swing through here as we get into Saturday morning, getting out of the region. As we take this a bit further, then, we see a little ridge move in. This brings us quiet weather over much of the weekend. Here's the little disturbance quickly making its way through Sunday off to the north, a little disturbance embedded within the flow. Taking your attention, though, off to the west, now this is when we're seeing the bigger trough. This is bringing in the cooler air mass from the Canadian Prairie, and this is also going to be bringing in the precipitation along the northeast here as it swings in as we get to Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Big question marks, then, as we get into late next week, into next weekend. You see another organization here, another trough beginning to swing through. This one could bring more disruptive weather to the northeast region as we get into next weekend, around December 14th through the 16th. Now, looking again at a wider picture, a longer range look at the precipitation forecast here. Over the next 7 days or so, we see the first wave making its way through the northeast region, delivering that round of snow here as we go through the day Friday into Friday night. As we get into Saturday, perhaps some lake effect snow as that area of high pressure moves into the region. Quiet though as we head into the day on Sunday. Monday going to be starting off quiet, but we do see that rain move in by the end of the day, overspreading the entire northeast region. Rain lingers into the day on Tuesday. The cold front swings through late in the day on Tuesday, bringing in much colder air. On the backside of that, perhaps some snow falling as well. We'll take a closer look here, just timing out the impacts. Quiet Sunday, Monday, early Monday, getting rain moving into the area here during the middle and later part of the day on Monday, continuing into Monday night and Tuesday morning. By the time we get to mid to late in the day on Tuesday, that cold front begins to swing through. You see the dividing line and perhaps some precipitation transitioning over to snow on the backside. Not looking at, again, a corridor of very heavy, significant snow from this, just again, maybe a quick transition over to some snow showers on the backside. And then as we head into early next week, or mid next week, on the backside of this, Wednesday into Thursday perhaps, lake effect snow continuing for the next 48 hours following the passage of the system. So some accumulating snow continuing to be possible across western portions of New York, northwestern portions of Pennsylvania. As we just look at the total accumulated precipitation, then taking it out through the next week, again, there you see that big swath of precipitation being delivered here Monday into Tuesday. This is the corridor that arrives here Friday, that accumulating snow through portions of New York on east from there. So as we head into Monday and Tuesday, then we start to see the rain stacking up, talking about perhaps 2 to 3 inches of rain, locally higher amounts possible across the entire northeast region here as this storm system makes its way through. Lake effect snow then going to be possible on the backside, continuing into the day Wednesday and Thursday. Look at the total accumulated precipitation from the GFS model. A similar look here, talking about the heaviest precipitation falling here across the northeast region as this storm system sneaks through. The probability of snowfall over an inch concentrated right here where we've been talking about portions of New York. Eastward from there, low probabilities of maybe some snow on the backside of here across southern portions of the northeast region, but not talking about any significant accumulating snow. Again, this will show the jet stream pattern, showing the trough developing. Here we'll bring it back. This is what we're looking at today. This is the first trough, bringing the precipitation through the area right now. As we head into Saturday and then Sunday, now you're seeing this bigger trough developing across central Canada. It will swing through, deepening across the central and eastern United States, and this is what delivers the heavy rainfall Monday and Tuesday and the much colder temperatures as we head into the later part of next week. Here is a look at the temperature anomaly forecast. Again, cooler right now. We will see a little push of milder air in advance of the incoming storm system Sunday and Monday. Perhaps early into the day on Tuesday, seeing some warmer temperatures hold on, but by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, that colder air mass overspreading the northeast region. So high temperatures for the day on Friday in the 20s to the north, to the 40s in the south. Similar look for the day on Saturday, warming up slightly Sunday. This is when we'll start our warm-up. The warmest day here Monday and Tuesday, highs in the mid-30s north to near 50 degrees off to the south. Similar look on Tuesday, but temperatures will be falling through the day, especially across western areas here as that cold front begins to move through. Check out the difference here by the time we get to the end of the week. Saturday high temperatures then. Saturday lows, I apologize, single digits off to the north, mid-20s to the south, near zero in the north on Sunday morning to the lower 20s to the south, Monday morning waking up to temperatures in the teens in the north to the mid-30s to the south, and then we'll have an even warmer morning still on Tuesday. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the evolution of the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Monday morning ag forecast video, and I'll be back to talk about the northeast region specifically on Tuesday. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.